Hey guys, it's Kosi. For the first time ever, I did a little 12-hour session of playing a completely new character and a spec I've never played before, and tried how far I could get in half a day. Now, one disclaimer here, this wasn't a gold rush of rating. I did everything from delves, raids and keys in order to gear up, grab Faucet and get some quests quickly so I can craft myself an item. It was also more of a chill scenery, so feel free to flame me for not meeting your rating expectations, I guess. Just, I was vibing. Also, if you get to 100 likes within the first 24 hours, I release episode 2 of this as the next video. And yes, I noted that I read messages too fast sometimes, and I'ma fix that in the future. With that being said, you see a lot of things you might want to unsee, starting with my face. So make sure to like and subscribe, because my dusty ass hairline won't get fixed for free. Yo!
No. What? How did you do
Hello! Hello, 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 hello. Alright, so today we're doing things.
You're joking.
I have to figure. Wait, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something different. Look like this, right? We do like this. Do damage done. We do. Hopefully, I'm gonna. Oh, not the spell. Sorry, interrupts. I mean. So what we're doing is, I'm gonna play the Blood Decay. The Blood Decay because I never played it. I played it during Legion Remix, where I was able to survive the heroic mode, and I don't know how difficult that is, to be honest. I don't think it's difficult as a Blood Decay. I'm pretty sure it's not that difficult. We got everything here. We got a neck pillow hanging. Got myself some tea, some good fruity tea. I'm ready to go, man. Now the problem is, obviously, I got no idea what's going on. I just absolutely winged it on the Legion Remix. This is, by the way, the Legion Remix character, which, if you didn't know, if you have no gear on Legion Remix, you get 655 when you transfer over. I don't even know if you always have 655. Maybe you always do, even when you have the fat gear. Maybe. I am not too sure. I assume so, because I don't think they're gonna let you keep the big stats gear, but whatever. We do have this now. 655. Which is okay for a start, I'd say. Alright. Maybe this is even the boosted gear for a character, I don't know. Since, what's going on, baby? But we have to figure out talents. We have to figure out how to play the shit, how to survive in a party, how to pull, how to rip aggro, how to not be shit, to say the bare minimum here. And I think this is a good week. We do have the Signs of the Warrior, which means we get an extra free heroic item, which I personally plan on just looting the trinket that everybody wants. Potentially, I do have to snipe myself a normal raid. Maybe I make one in hopes of killing the 1 to 5th boss, the council, so I can grab the trinket from the vendor. But let's see. We're gonna play this. We're gonna figure this shit out. If we don't like it, we can always just dip it and change. Okay, let's see. Don't stop. Oh, there you go. Okay, so you use your bonus shields to reduce your cooldown. Look at this. Detaching weapon 45 seconds. Gotcha. I never played Blood Decay. I did play it on Legion Remix, but that's pretty much it. Where I just YOLO'd. So let's see what happens here. Time to press every single defensive and play to stay alive. So the gear is not that bad. It's 665 and we're doing a +2 key. So this is totally fine. I'm not under geared by all means. It's just, how to play the game. I would say not too bad. Besides the initial shock of getting completely smoked. I mean, the only scary part from what I've seen when I was healing was just the first pull of the dungeon. When the DK is completely naked, right? When he has like no runic power, no bone shield shards, no nothing. So if you somewhat manage to get some bone shield charges up before you go, like if you go in with like 6 or 7, whatever, right? You can pop tombstone if you need for pulling. But if you're completely naked, then that's an issue. That is just a very difficult part. Because your vampiric blood is up very often. Your dancing rune weapon is often a lot.
What?
Is up often a lot, I mean. So that's the only problem I so far experienced with it. Before continuing the start of something great, one has to make sure that even if he plays like a floppy wiener, he at least has to look good. Am I missing the legs or no? Let's apply this. Oh, there you go. That's the Bajira transmog right here. Big Bajira transmog. Completely, you know, so unique as well. Sort of. Concept Nurse was playing augmentation League of its own. Yeah, well, yeah, because so the problem with augmentation is the way that this works is it's not gonna work in this min-maxy game that is World of Warcraft right now, right? Because World of Warcraft is not designed around this shit. It's around being effective and min-maxy and doing all the shit you should be doing. So having a support is just not gonna work out unless it's so broken that it's just the absolute insane thing to do. And unless that is given, it's gonna be useless, right? Unless it's like completely busted, it's going to be useless. So and even now with like especially more now, apparently in Midnight, more specs will get mana rec. Like shamans, for example, will just get a mana rec for the entire party they have. So even with those things happening, they're gonna have less of a room. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting thing to see for sure. You're actually attending the Matashi heroic event? I don't know. I don't think I will be invited. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna invite Muppets like me. Because I think they have enough people to play. However, I will still play it. Yeah, I will still play when they are playing, just because the server feels alive. Right, it's a lot of people playing, so you can do a lot of shit in dungeons and whatever. It's also going to be a tough one because a lot of people playing and a lot of viewers of them playing mean also a lot of people that never played the game are playing, which means this can go very wild. So I'm going to still play the game with them for show. But I don't think I will be part of the event itself. I don't see that happening. I tried, I applied, I mentioned, I even hit them up in-game personally. It just never had a response, so I assume they're not interested in that. Which is okay. I would have just taken a no. Like if you just said no, I'm not gonna do this shit. What are we doing? Now, I would much rather have the dungeons be more difficult, but you get more loot from it. I think that would be more fun. But whatever. I just think it's for me personally, I don't like it, and I really, really hope there is some sort of achievement again to get to KSH, even though I think they're gonna keep with this 3K bullshit now to make people feel better about themselves because they reached 3K, even though it's not more difficult than doing 2.5K in the past. I don't know, disregarding. This is just not it. For me personally, I think it's boring as fuck. I get bored so quickly in Mythic Plus right now because I only actually do lower keys for entertainment purposes, right? When I'm healing or whatever, I just go for lower keys just because I know they're funnier. But I don't need to, right? It's just something I do for the sake of the video. And I can do this maybe 1 or 2 series, and then I just get bored of doing it, right? On the other side, it's not fun to just sit and queue all day because there's no healers or anybody that is willing to play the game. I don't know. It's just a bit confusing, and I don't necessarily like that they cater everything towards the idiots, because it's kind of for me personally, it makes the game less fun just because I like Mythic Plus more than raiding. Can I target this shit or no? Thank you. But you know, that's me, and I'm well aware that my opinion doesn't reflect everybody. I'm well aware of that. That's just me as a content guy. I think if I would just play the game for funsies, I would also like the quicker gearing, just to be able to get into your weekly keys a lot quicker. So you know, it's hard for me to just complain about it. So I personally would still like it, because I like when 3K was an achievement, right? When 3K was something you did extra, right? When 2.5K was pretty much what 3K is now, and you just went the extra mile for the for the actual 3K. I felt that was more fun for me personally. More content with recycling all dungeons from Mythic Plus without any balancing last seasons. I would much rather have like old dungeons getting recycled, to be fair, if it's not the same, like from the same expansions. So I liked Everbloom. Grim Bateau was also not too bad. I think it was a fine dungeon. It had some things that maybe could have been changed, that maybe were a little bit too tough to deal with for most people, but it was still a good dungeon. I didn't mind that. I just don't like, you know, the shit we have now where it's the same dungeon for over a year. I think that's a bit overboard, and that's not necessarily required. But because I played in Legion, and like an actual Legion, and you had a patch cycle so fast. Like season for you, Jeff, personally, you just add no, it's automatic. I will wait then. In Legion, I think Legion you would have liked, Jeff, from the cadence, because you actually had to play from the very beginning to get somewhere. It was very difficult to get through the raids. It was very difficult to get through the Mythic Plus in a certain rating, even though you didn't have, you know, Mythic Plus rating the way it is now. You only had Red.io, and it was just like an imaginary thing. But the patch cadence was so much quicker. So much quicker. That was stupid. Starter Legion for me is still the best. For me, so there's so many things I didn't like about Legion. I didn't like the legendaries. I didn't like how powerful they were. I didn't like the RNG part of it. But the theme, the patch cadence, the stuff you had to do outdoors. I like the weapon system, even though it wasn't perfect at all. But I like that. I like you can get some cool skins that were unique and crazy. It has so much for me. Now, I think I had more fun in TBC for different reasons than I had in Legion. Because I was also just a lot more, I was way younger and way more casual. I didn't care about raiding, clearing raids or clearing. I just wanted to be part of the game, right? That was fun. And now everything is min-maxy, so it's annoying. Oh shit, yeah, tracking. So it's very different now for sure than what it used to be. Now at this point, I'd wish for you to see the in-game chat, because our paladin, who was supposed to be the healer, which also wielded a one-hand and shield, was in red spec. And while we just calmly said he should just go outside and go respec, he kinda panicked and did nothing. What is happening? You have to go. Go outside! Bam! Come on. This is crazy. This is crazy trolling right now. See, this is what I mean. I totally understand when people get upset about this. Like, how can you do this without any? I like how he just says, like, he's there, obviously. Oh yeah, I'm going back inside him. I have never seen this before, not once. What is happening? So our paladin decided to be retribution spec when he's applying as a healer, and we told him to go outside and respec, and he just said like a moment, like, you know, just MOM into like a, you know, one moment essentially, right? But he refused to go out and respec. He didn't do it. Yeah, he had a shield and a mace, yeah, but he wasn't retribution spec. So he just refused to go out and respec. We waited, and he just kept waiting and didn't do it, and they had enough. I completely understand why they got mad at it. I think it's slightly hilarious because it's not my own key, but it's actually stupid, and it's I totally blame the paladin for this. This is not the other guys being toxic on him. This is the paladin's fault completely. You can make the mistake. We all did it, right, in the wrong spec or whatever. But you can just go outside and respec and go again, or like go inside again. Okay, I have to say though, this is a lot more fun than Brewmaster was, because it's just a lot more clear. It's a lot more straightforward. Why is she just standing still? Like, this doesn't make sense. I'm kicking her, and she's just thinking about moving to me. Bitch, just move. It's also the hitbox so weird, man. I'm so far away and she still stands still to hit me. It's so... This dungeon is the worst thing ever, man. I hope this never returns. Unless it's to burn it for the last time. They have to burn this ship like they did with the flying lamp in One Piece, dude. That thing has to go. New fish behavior might be the part of the midnight beta lag. What? So there's new AI fish movement that is part of the lag. That's crazy. I have to say this is infinitely better than this is on so many levels more fun than Brewmaster was. You have way more tools to gather them. You have, I mean, okay, you take a lot more damage initially because that's just how brew works, that they don't. But having so many cooldowns to cheese things, as well as a good amount of self here, it's just very different. I think one of the dungeons bosses on beta, the fight is on slippery ice floor, your character slides around. Oh, I like that. I like the sound of that. But yeah, I'm making some videos, man. I'm gonna play every class, but often, I mean, there are some classes, or I played every class, but there are some specs that I don't know about. My prior is Warlock. So what I can tell you right now, I have not played demo Warlock yet, on the PTR. What I know for a fact is that Destrolock will be what you would consider, or what we would consider, a beginner-friendly caster. Right, very, very, very easy, even more basic than it is now. More basic? Yeah, even more basic. So that is now your very beginner-friendly caster spec. Affliction Warlock goes back to doing Affliction things. So Unstable Affliction and Seed of Corruption are now your only spenders for shards. You can Unstable Affliction multiple targets. So I assume for a you know, if you have like a council fight, like a 2-3 target fight, it's probably recommended to have them on all 3 targets, and then if you can, if they are still stacked, you can still seed spam them in the meantime. They removed they removed Mythic Rapture. Mythic Rapture is gone. They removed Vile Taint. Vile Taint is gone. You now have the same thing as Moonkins, where Moonkins have the only way to spread Moonfire is by pressing it. So you hit 2 targets with Moonfire. That's the same thing you have with your Agony cast now. You will hit 2 targets per cast if you talent it, which is what you most likely will do in Mythic Plus. And then you pretty much just spam seed. Right? You apply your curses manually, and then it's just, you know, maybe if you, let's say you have a pool of 10 mobs and you have 2 bigger mobs on them, you put Unstable Affliction on them, maybe just to do the prior damage, but even if not, you just Agony and just seed spam on high pulls. At least this is how I envision it. I didn't test it yet, but this is how I envision it. You just have your dots up, right? Corruption, Agony, and Unstable Affliction, and then you just Drain Soul or Shadow Ball. I assume Drain Soul for Mythic Plus, and I think you can just power stack Unstable Affliction. Like, I assume if you press it and it's already infected by Unstable Affliction, you will add the damage on top. So you can just bump, right? Just keep the Unstable Affliction going on the main target to just dot them up completely. All right, now we can buy the item we want, and then we can continue. Crazy how you get people on +4 keys, sometimes just having like 1 or 2 absolute muppets that just don't play the game at all, and then you have those that just play the game. Just get up, bro. Come on. It's scary when you top DPS? Yeah. Not a fan of it either. And this was not a weird pull. We also don't have a Bloodlust. A very weird comp. My first +6 ending in the forfeit. This is gonna be a long day, man.